Hey y'all, welcome to the Q Spot Podcast with host Quavila Jones. Be prepared to laugh, cry, and take notes as we dive into each discussion. Stay tuned. With special guest Ian Buchanan discussing being a gentleman from head to heart. Hi, Mr. Ian.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing on today?
Such a great day. Weather's great outside, so I'm happy. Good
All
day.
right. So I am so happy that you decided to be my guest. I've been watching, kind of, I don't want to say stalking, but I've been watching the things you've been doing. And so you really embody this topic, being a gentleman. We've had many other discussions, at the radio station, Kelly K 102.5 FM, and just, on a personal level. And seeing you build your brand, Dress for Life, um, it's just amazing.
Well, thank
Amazing.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving a platform for organizations like mine to even, gain any type of notoriety or any type of advertisement or promotion. I really, really appreciate that.
So, before we get too deep into our discussion, I want you to please introduce yourself and then transition into how did you get inspired to start the Dress for Life program?
Okay. Well, my name is Ian Buchanan. I have been a resident of Jonesboro for mostly all of my adult life, with the exception of a couple of years where I traveled for training and other jobs and stuff. I originate from Brinkley, Arkansas, and I am currently employed at the Foundation of Arts as the assistant manager there, and that I do a little bit of everything, educational portions. I'm now directing shows, a couple of different things going on there. I started Dress for Life in 2019. Well, it was formed earlier in 2019, but I started late 2019, actually going out into the community and being a part of the community as far as teaching classes and stuff. It started as just a class to teach young men how to tie ties and proper suit fit. And it has evolved very quickly into something completely different. I've been blessed and afforded, of course, pre-COVID opportunities to go into multiple school systems and teach both men and women how to properly present themselves. My theme is, or my motto is, how you look is how you see yourself. So it's more than just putting on clothes or being the best dressed or the properly dressed person in the room. It's all about the perception of first how you see yourself, and then how your presentation forms others people's perceptions about you.
Okay. And so I tried to, gussy up a little bit today. Like,
You did well. You did well. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to be sitting with Ian, so I have to like, too.
And you did well. You always do well.
Thank you. And we'll definitely get into more about how you look on the outside can also affect how you feel on the inside, and how that radiates, radiates outside. So I'll be speaking more for those listening, speaking more in terms of young men, because, our young men don't get enough recognition or highlight on what they're doing, how they're doing. There's a bunch of seminars and workshops for women, but it's the men's time now to shine. All right, so let's talk about you talked about the Dress for Life and what inspired it. So let's talk about the program itself. Like, give us a breakdown of what it all incorporates. You mentioned the ties, and in previous conversations we talked about a well-fitting suit and the length and types of jackets and blah, 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 all things men's clothing. So let's talk about that.
So Dress for Life, again, we teach you how to tie a tie, how to tie bow ties, proper suit fit, how to dress according to black tie and semi-formal and business casual and all of those different things. We also teach something that I think is extremely important: how to dress for your body type. Women have 6 different body types and men have 5.
Really?
And things across the board are not universal. So that old phrase that just because they make it in your size don't mean that you should wear it, it's absolutely accurate. There are some things that, yes, they may come in your size, but no, they may not be flattering. Like for me, I have on, I'm an oval body type.
Okay.
So I need to stay away from horizontal stripes. And I can do vertical stripes because it elongates me, but the horizontal stripes just makes me look wider. So you won't really see me in anything that has horizontal stripes across it because I know that that's not something that I need to wear. In addition to that, just there's small little nuances that if you don't know, you don't know. It's okay to be trendy. It's okay to be fashionable. It's okay to follow a fad. But if that trend or fashion fad is making your presentation look off, then you might not want to add that or incorporate that into your closet. Also, I teach how to repurpose stuff that's in your closet because not everybody has a big budget to go out and buy a completely new wardrobe. So I have what's called closet rehab. And closet rehab is a program where you can bring your items to me and I can show you what to purchase or what to get and how to repurpose those into the appropriate attire, or I can come to your closet and be like, okay, well, this does not work for you. So we need to eliminate that. And then let's bulk up on these items right here. So it's a lot of different things. And then I am currently finishing up my men's clothing closet, which offers an interview outfit for a man who's re-entering the workforce. And then once that job is obtained, he can come back and get up to a week's worth of clothing to just start him out on his journey. So all of those things are coming into play very, very soon. Of course, I had the plans for it to launch, back in March, April. Then life hit, and so now we're just now getting back refocused on a lot of that stuff. So.
Wow, I am so excited to hear all of this. And you know what? Going back, I'm glad a man said it. Just because it comes in your size. And see, people think you're body shaming someone. No, it's about
No.
wanting you to look your best. Period. You can.
It's actually body shaming to encourage someone to be dressed in a manner that they should not be dressed in. And I want to make it clear that statement goes for both men and women. It's not just for the women. Bruhs, there's some stuff out here that no, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. I can show you a better way. Trust me.
And it's nothing like, when you're dressed well and your clothes are fitting properly, you actually feel better because you're not spending time tugging and, are people looking at me? Is this pulled down? Is this fitting? And then who wants to go around tugging on their clothes all day long? So.
And that's a clear indication that it's too small. If you're tugging and pulling and trying to get it to do what you think it's supposed to do, and it's not on its own, you might either want to eliminate that item or go up a size. And which, to your point, my beautiful girlfriend, who I absolutely am enamored with, she tells me, you have different walks. She said, and my favorite walk is your suit walk. She said, you walk different. And it's true when you're well groomed and you are in things that fit, that you don't have to pull and tug and hassle with all day. It changes your perception of yourself, and that causes a surge of confidence to rise, and you're almost a completely different person. I tell people I'm more comfortable in a suit than I am in jeans and a t-shirt. That's just me. So my walk is different when I put on a suit. Yes, ma'am.
And I like to dress up. My dress up though is that cross between business, dressy, and when I have on some cute jewelry. And so, that's me.
Right.
I can do t-shirt, not t-shirt, and I don't wear jeans, but just a plain skirt. But when I'm more dressed, I feel better. I feel more
Yeah, yes, ma'am. It's a fact when you're dressed up and or if you're in that new outfit and you feel like you have it all together, then you present yourself like you have it all together. If you're self conscious about something that you have on or you don't like, then it completely changes your attitude towards yourself.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about, so far you have had a few sessions under your
Hmm.
Dress for Life program. And
Hmm.
I have seen a few, the video clips. I know there was I don't know if it was a conference or a seminar or some type of workshop
Hmm.
last year. And it was not older. There were grown men and younger men there.
Hmm.
And so I saw a few clips. And so give us some feedback that you've received from the different sessions you've done.
This program is a life changer. And it's not only a life changer for the people who come and take part in it, it's been life changing for me.
Okay.
Um, I got a message that it just came out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. It was one Saturday morning, and lady who she texted me and she said, I want you to know. Actually, no, she put it on Facebook. She said, I want you to know that my sons are getting ready for their Kappa League meeting. And this is the first time since they've been in that organization that I did not have to pull up a YouTube video for them to tie their ties. They're in there tying them by themselves. And things like that mean the world to me because that means that my time and my instruction have not been in vain and that it's taking root and that people are being able to function. That's my whole thing. If you can function and if you can present yourself to the best of your abilities without having to go to a YouTube video or without having to ask this person or that person, that type of feedback is what I'm getting. And then also seeing someone, because everyone who attends one of my seminars receives a tie if I teach them how to tie a tie. That's part of the program. That's been part of the program since day one. And so seeing someone walking around in a tie that I've given them tied by themselves, that's something huge. So I get those type of feedback. A lot of programs and a lot of engagements were canceled at the beginning of the year, but I have teachers who've been reaching out to me, hey, are you going to offer a virtual version of your class so that I can get this information out to my students because it's so needed, it's so necessary. And then people like yourself who have pushed me into greater levels of greater than what I thought I was going to go at this point, but
Oh,
definitely
that is
greater
so
levels.
cute.
Yes, that type of feedback is priceless.
Okay. I just had like a total light bulb moment.
Okay,
Because
here we go. Here we go.
because you are in this wonderful relationship, and
Yeah.
then thinking on, we got to give a shout out to Gregory, no,
Hmm.
Rebecca Jones. Oh, she's gonna kill me.
Gone. Yeah.
Rebecca Jones. She has a book called Bliss: Believing
Hmm.
Love is Something Super.
Yeah, something supernatural.
Okay, so even though you're teaching men how to tie ties, have
Hmm.
you ever considered, or put this on in your notes, having a class for couples to help increase their intimacy?
You know what? Come on here. This is what I in part of my class, and I taught a couple of classes at ASU, and one of those classes, part of the instruction was what to wear on date night.
Oh,
Or what to wear when you're meeting the parents for the first time.
oh my
Because a lot of the guys are like, well, we know about interview wear and we know, how to fit a suit, da 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 da. But we are still at a loss for what to wear like on date night. I actually went out on a date last night and we went, yes, it was amazing. However, we were appropriately dressed for where
God.
we were going. And not every place. And I love a good graphic tee. I just bought like 4 or 5 of them this past weekend. But not every place warrants a t-shirt and
Okay.
jeans. Now there are some places that do, and that's fine. But when you're meeting the parents, or if you're going out to a nice dinner at an upscale restaurant, then you need to know what to wear. So that could be, yeah, we can do a couple class, and then she fly too. So I mean, she can help me with the class. Yeah. So yeah, that's in the works. Thank you.
I'm not dating yet, but one day I will be. So
Hey, it'll be here when you get ready.
All right then. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but that was just an idea.
No, I love it. I love it.
And I was also was inspired by what I was watching the show yesterday, and this lady took her man shopping, and she was just sitting back watching him try on these suit jackets. And so he was like, what's up? And she was like, well, you know how men like to see women in lingerie. Women have fantasies. We love to see our man dressed up.
Absolutely, it's the truth.
Me personally, I'm an elbow patch on a suit, on a jacket. Oh my God. Give me an elbow patch any day. Oh, okay, we're gonna move on. If there's any guys out there single listening,
hey, get you an elbow patch jacket and you in there.
You gotta be.
Well, now you gotta have some other stuff before you come to my sister. Hold on, clear that up. But the elbow patch is a good start.
You gotta be over 40 though. Sorry. Okay, moving on. All right, so we talked about feedback, and then so I know that you're creating an academy. We're going to definitely get into that. But with the Dress for Life program, have you extended the services, or have you made any changes to the original design?
Well, obviously, because of the state of the world that we're in right now, I can't go into the school systems or, really hold the large classes like I want to. So I am going to host smaller classes, in-person classes. And then I'm in the process of recording some digital versions of the class that I offer, all the curriculum that I offer, that can be shown in school systems or can be purchased or shown in a small group setting. So I am adapting to that change. I purchased, computer equipment and getting ready to do some recording equipment so that I can get those sessions recorded and knocked out. So here, hopefully within the next month or so, I will have some stuff up and running for the Dress for Life portion. Of course, I'm right now focusing on the Gentleman's Academy, which will launch in October. So that's what I'm focusing on now. So those things are those things are in place. I have added to some of the information, because here's the thing. I've always talked about accessories and accessorizing. And if you look in my bag at any given point, I have probably about 30 to 35 masks. So I have a mask for every possible outfit. So I was sitting there yesterday at my desk talking to a couple of my coworkers, and they was like, one of them said, "Have you seen his mask collection?" She was like, "No." She's like, "What do you mean collection?" And so I opened my bag and I pulled out this big stack of masks about this big. And then we got to talking about socks and different things like that. It was crazy.
I love, I'm not a sock person myself, but socks on men, I'm seeing this trend. Well, I don't want to call it a trend, but trend movement, whatever, that men are branching out from your basic black socks. They're wearing graphic socks that tie into the suit tie and the shirt and the lapel. What do you call it? Handkerchief. Help me out with the terms here.
Lapel pin.
Lapel pin, or the
mine today is a fly.
Pocket square.
Oh, pocket silk. Yes, the pocket silk.
I'm sorry.
Yes, all of that. All of those accessories have to match. And then also, you're seeing a lot of the bracelets, stacks, and different things like that, and the rings and stuff. So those are all vital, necessary things that you need to have to be a well-dressed man, because it's in the details.
And go ahead and put a plug in for your accessories.
Go ahead and put in plug in for my who?
Your accessories.
Oh, yes. Now, I am a licensed paparazzi accessories dealer. Check out my Facebook page, and you can connect with me there. I will, when we post this, I'll actually have some paparazzi's information linked to it. Hey, man, come see me. $5, $25, anything in between. We can, men and women, babies and children. We got you all covered.
All right. So not only are you helping me and learn how to dress properly for their body type, shape, the occasion, you're helping them get accessorized as well.
Absolutely. Men and women.
And I know I'm skipping around. I know I'm skipping around our question lineup, but hey,
Oh,
here
that's
we
fine. That's fine.
are. Have you thought about creating your own line of accessories, ties, pocket squares?
Well, since you just gonna make me tell all my business, I am currently in works with a company now, and we will have a gentleman's accessories monthly gentleman's accessories box coming out very very soon. It'll include a full 4 piece set of accessories, 4 to 5 piece set, depending upon the price point that you will select and choose, and it'll be drop shipped directly to you each month. So sort of kind of like a Winston box, or if you're an Alpha of the Ice box, or the Ivy box for the AKA, something along those lines. It'll be very similar to that, but it'll be a complete set of something that you can put on with like a basic white shirt or a navy suit or a brown suit, whatever, one of the holy trinity of suits. So you'll be able to match it with a little bit of anything. So that's coming. It's a couple of months down the road because they're still in the formulation phase and getting everything together, because I'm very particular about my accessories, and I'm not going to sell anything that I wouldn't personally wear or personally, take part in. So I'm getting that up and running. Yes, ma'am.
I might have to get a subscription, for the man that I don't have yet, but I'm trusting God on this.
Well, amen. Hold fast. I wasn't looking for anything and ran smack dab into mine. So I'm a testimony it can happen.
Amen. All right, so I want to backtrack just a little bit.
Mhm.
Go back to the title. The title of this discussion is Being a Gentleman from Your Head to Your Heart. And so we talked about, what a gentleman looks like, but let's talk about what a gentleman embodies, from the inner being.
Okay. A gentleman to me is someone who exemplifies virtue, valor, style, and substance.
Okay.
Those are the pillars of the Gentleman's Academy. Those are what I feel are the 4 pillars of a man, of a gentleman. Of course, we talked about looking the part. I can teach anybody how to look the part, but you have to have some style. You have to have some substance about you.
Okay.
It's more than just opening a door. That's part of it. It's more than just walking with the lady on the inside away from the street. That's part of it. But it's about the mindset behind all of those actions. Like, are you just doing that just because that's something that your mama and your grandma told you? Or is that a core part of you? For me, it is a core part of me. Like, if I see a lady going up and down the steps, grab her hand, help her up and down. If I my girlfriend Tia, she doesn't open doors when she's around me. Not a car door, not a front door, not any door. It's just something. It's basically like that, and making sure if you are in a relationship or if you are around a lady, making sure that she's covered. It also goes into your relationships with your brothers. Making sure that your brothers are covered, making sure I serve my bishop at church. I'm one of his adjutants. So part of, to me, being a gentleman is making sure that if I have an assignment to cover something, or if I'm assigned to cover a relationship or someone, that I am in place to do so, and that I'm willing to do so. And it's not just done out of obligation, but it's done because that's a core value of who I am as a gentleman.
Awesome. Amen. So tell us okay, tell us more about how men can exemplify, how they can really, for those that feel, well, I'm rough around the edges, that's not me, but, for those that feel that way, what are some ways they can, again, it's more than just putting on a nice suit, dressing nice. What are some ways those that feel that they don't already embody those characteristics can maybe start to do some daily exercises?
Well, first, come to the academy or get
Okay.
to the academy. I got you. I got you covered. You knew I was going to do it. I had to. But I will say this. A lot of people equate being a gentleman with being soft or being whipped or being weak. And to me, being a gentleman is stronger it gives you a sense of strength, or it gives you a unspoken strength, because if you are a covering, that means you're shielding every attack or every blow, and you're making sure that it does not reach that which you're covering. As a
Okay.
gentleman, that is something core and innate that you have to have. So it doesn't speak to weakness or softness. And you can still be rough around the edges. You can still be, still be whatever, and you can still be you, I guess is what I'm trying to say,
Okay.
and be a gentleman. It's just changing your mindset and changing your thought patterns. And once your mindset and your thought patterns change, then your actions will follow suit.
All right. And so we know both from experience, both of us from experience from dealing with younger people,
Hmm.
sometimes it's harder to get that message across, but
Yes.
what
Yes.
are some ways that you try to break it down to them on their level, especially when they're junior high and high school and they're really they're mainly influenced by what's happening in society?
They're greatly influenced by what happens in society. And I feel like a lot of the people who have those platforms are not using them effectively.
Okay.
I feel like, you and I have said it before. I feel like professional athletes, has done a disservice to the sense of style of this nation, because everything is too small and too short and outlandish and not good. And I wonder if we as adults can start a different conversation and cause that to become what the norm is. You
Okay.
know, cause gentlemanhood, men who are gentlemen, can we cause that to become the new trend and what's popular?
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Alrighty. So I hope to see more young people and maybe even some, I don't want to use the word old, okay, some mature men come
mhm,
through your programs and really
absolutely.
take advantage of what you have to offer. And I think also, and this is from a woman's point of view,
Hmm.
a man puts effort into adjusting his attitude, behavior, it speaks volumes to us. It shows us that you care enough about me to make some changes that are going to
Yeah.
benefit us in our
Yeah.
relationship.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Yes.
So, men, ladies love when you do those little extra things. Y'all love when we fix our hair, do a little
Hmm.
extra makeup if that's your thing. You love when we cater to you in certain ways. So, men, we want the same thing. We want it too.
Absolutely. And that's part of the class. That's part of both Dress for Life and the Gentleman's Academy. Being considerate of your relationships and what they require of you. That's a huge part of being a gentleman. I can't expect a excellent presentation to be next to me if I'm not matching that presentation.
Yes.
That's not fair. That's foolish to expect it, because after a while she's gonna be like, listen, you looking like who shot John and what for? And I'm up here. I done spent 2 hours in the bathroom curling my hair, putting on this makeup, getting this face beat, this, that, and the other. Making sure this outfit and make sure the. That's why I put so much attention into my presentation, because I understand that what I expect, I need
Mm,
to project. Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna write
you
that
need to
down.
write that down.
Yeah, what I expect. Yes, and now that'll preach too. Amen.
All right. So now let's get into the academy.
Okay.
With Dress for Life, first, I never asked this question. Is it a nonprofit or what is the model, the setup for that program?
It is a nonprofit organization because
Okay.
there's several different programs that we do under it. This particular academy is one of those programs.
Okay.
There is a registration fee. Usually, when I'm going to the schools and stuff nowadays, I don't do registration fees. But
Okay.
this is a particular class, and there are expenses associated with producing this class. You can either come virtually to the academy, which I suspect a lot of people will, or there is an in-person option, if anyone wants to take that. And it's a 6-week program. We'll have a topic each week. that we will expound upon. And then at the end of the program, thanks to you, Quabila, at the end of the program, um, by the end of that 6 weeks, then they will have the option of getting the virtual book that goes along with it. So it'll have a little bit of the information from Dress for Life in it, and then it'll have all of the academy information. So it's sort of kind of like a combo type of situation. So
That's
that's the
amazing.
main perspective. And it's because of you, because you told me that I was going to write a book, and I was like, no, that's not on my radar. And then I was like, I guess now it is on my radar. So thank you for that push and that
Well,
inspiration.
well, go on, let me get that signed copy then, even though I'm not a gentleman.
Absolutely, absolutely, you got it.
I need a signed copy, and I'll pay for it, I promise.
Amen.
Right. So, when do you foresee the classes starting for the academy?
The projected starting date is October the 10th.
Okay.
That is the day that the link will go live, and you'll be able to watch it virtually October the 10th. So if you're a virtual student, your program will start October the 10th. I have not set the in-person date because I'm wanting to see what type of or how many students are wanting to come in person before I set that date and time and location. But I suspect fully that a lot of people who will do this will do the virtual just because of the climate that we're in right now, and that's fine because that's as long as you get the learning, then I'm cool with however you want to receive it.
Okay. Now, I want to transition a little bit.
Okay.
We both know about all of the different types of mentoring programs
Mm-hmm.
that are available, not just in our city, but across the nation. And
Mm-hmm.
some of these programs are really making a difference depending on the services that they provide. So
Mm-hmm.
let's look at, do you think that if there were more programs of your type, that then more young men would shift their focus and make different choices in life? I know it takes more than a suit and tie to change someone's life, but it can help with their attitude, if they're in a more engaged program. So just expound on that thought process a little bit.
I think anytime that is invested into the growth and the maturation process of a young man is worth it. There is an attack, especially, and I'm going to say it because that's who I am, especially on African American young men right now, and minority men. And I think that a lot of the unrest and a lot of the situations that are presented will could be helped if young men had the proper avenues to express themselves and to grow and to get instruction. The Bible talks about how the older are to have an obligation to educate the younger, and so, but we run into a situation to where fathers don't know how to educate their sons because fathers have become younger and younger, and they don't have the fathers in the home to teach them that. So it is the job of men who have gathered this information and who know this information, whereas they might not be that young man's physical father, to impart that information into them. And that's why I'm so blessed and fortunate to have so many people who call me Uncle Ian, so many young men who I've been able to help, impart this wisdom into, and then now through the program, because I truly feel that if I can teach you how to think highly of yourself and to have a high perception of yourself, then that perception is projected out, and then we're not found in certain situations. Now, obviously, I'm not ignorant. There are some things that it doesn't matter if I was in a 15-piece suit. If there wanted to be someone ignorant and put me in that type of position, then that would happen. I'm not ignorant of that fact. However, I will say I feel that I am less of a risk to be put in that situation because of the way that I present myself and because of the areas that I present myself in. So if we can get a working dialogue between young men to let them know, hey, this is the way to go.
Hmm.
This is how you present yourself. This is the mindset that you need to have. This is who, and then even this, if we get a gentleman's mindset, there'll be less teenage babies born. There'll be less sexual abuse and sexual assault cases. there's a whole lot of criminal and negative things that can be erased because a gentleman is not going to force himself. And a
Right.
gentleman knows that if she's worth the wait, then she's worth the wait. And a
Right.
gentleman knows also that not only if she's worth the wait, if I'm worth the wait, then I'm worth the wait. Okay.
Yes.
So if we can get that mindset, even that little small grain, that little small part of being a gentleman into the young men of this day and age, it'll help our economy. It'll help our crime rate. It'll help so many things. So yes, I do feel like mentorship programs are great. I feel like there might be too many of them. I think that some of us need to come together and streamline. That's why I didn't try to create a mentoring program. The Gentleman's Academy is not a mentoring program, it's an informational program so that you can empower yourself. Now, I do work with mentorships. I am a mentor at Fullness of Joy. I do have, all of that under my belt. But for this, I want to get the information that will change not only perceptions, but change narratives.
That is amazing. And as you were talking, I'm like, we see these stories just in
Mm-hmm.
Jonesboro alone, and the crimes are committed at the ages of individuals. They
Mm-hmm.
are under 30, and most of the time under 25. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like some of them, due to circumstance or whatever the case, they don't get caught up in these mentor programs in earlier years, and so they get out of high school, they
Mm-hmm.
go to college, and so they are, I don't want to say on the street or in the streets, but
Mm-hmm.
they're they're not doing something else. And so yeah,
Right.
they get caught up in a certain element. And before anybody try to come for me, I'm not putting them down because I have a 23-year-old son, and I am concerned about him and his future. And even though he's a good person right now, it's easy to get caught up in something negative. And so
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's very easy. And then we can't fault mothers, single mothers, because a single mother or a mother is never designed to be a father.
no,
And as much and as great and as many opportunities and information that she can share, there are certain things that are innately only known and able to be articulated by a male presence in the household or a male presence in that young man's life. So don't ever count yourself short. But if again, that's why I say it's up to men to grab hold to young men and grab hold to even our brothers who are our age that are not getting it. It's not clicking. And because maybe it's because you didn't have a father in the home, or maybe it is because that you had a father, but you didn't listen to his instruction, or you didn't listen to your grandfather's instruction, or take an example from your grandfather or your father. So now it's up to someone who is outside of that sphere of influence to come into your sphere and tell you, hey, there is a better way. Come
yes.
to the Gentleman's Academy. I'll tell you, I'll teach you the better way. Amen.
Look, come on to the cat, and we're gonna keep on saying it.
Come,
Come,
come, come join. I'll have the registration link and all that stuff up tonight.
okay, and I'll make sure to share it across all of
Thank you. Thank
my
you.
social media pages because we want you to have. It's not just about the numbers, but at the same time, the more people, the more young
Mhm.
males that you can reach, the better our societies across the board will be.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, you will help influence these gentlemen to be better boyfriends, better husbands,
Yep. Yep.
better workers on their job, possibly.
Just excellent. My thing about it is, and this has always been with Dress for Life, and now even with the Gentleman's Academy, if I can teach one person to operate with excellence and show what excellence is in every aspect of their life, then they can teach other people. It's the fish, the teach them how to fish as opposed to fishing for them method.
Yes.
So if I can teach one person how to be one man how to be a gentleman, then that who knows what ripples those that can make.
All right. And then also, kind of tying into the original question, do you feel that programs of your type can also help those that feel like they are in hopeless situations? there are young men who want to do the right thing, but again, due to life circumstances, where they live and the environment of their neighborhood, they just feel like, what's the point? There's no hope for me.
Yeah, I get that. I grew up in a very, very small town, limited opportunities, limited resources. I lived in the projects for the first half of my life, and then my mom made a statement to us one day. She was like, "I never want you to be unprepared because of your circumstances and your surroundings." So my mom made me do vocabulary words in the summer before I went outside and book reports, and I hated it. I was like, "Why are you doing this? This is summer." And she made me read books, and she made me learn how to use chopsticks, and she made me learn how to tie a tie, and she made me do all of these things. And now looking back, I realize why. Because your surroundings sometimes do dictate how far you go. But if you have someone that is willing to reach out and pull you up out of that hopeless situation, because yeah, it is a hopeless situation when you don't have what you need, or you don't have what you want, or you don't think that you have the ability to get either. But you said earlier, a suit and tie won't necessarily change your life, but a suit and tie might change your life. And so that's the reason why I've opened programs like the clothing closet, because a lot of times, me speaking from being on the hiring manager side of things, appearance is huge. And so if you come in looking the part, you may look the part and get it and then learn over someone who already knows and is not looking the part. So that's the reason why programs like mine are very important. That's the reason why it's important to donate and give to programs like mine. That's the reason why it's important to operate in conjunction with programs like mine. Because here's the truth of the matter: if we have these resources, like I have suits in my closet and stuff or whatever, because I was blessed and afforded to get them. Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
So why not? If I can gather people who are not using these items, not using this stuff, or haven't used it, or it's no longer fits, or it is no longer any of that, why not have those people come to my facility and get what they need and be able to go out? I mean, it doesn't cost me anything to gather items. It doesn't cost me anything to meet you at the location and say, "Hey, this is your size. This is what you need to do." It doesn't cost me anything, but it can mean the world, and it can be invaluable to someone else.
Okay.
So yes, these programs are necessary, and they can bring you up out of a hopeless situation.
All right. And do you see in the future, hopefully, the virus and the pandemic
Mhm.
will go away and we will get back to some normalcy, whatever that means.
Mhm.
And do you see yourself collaborating? Got to give a shout out to my girl Carla Ferris Lee with her business, C Elegance, and she touches on. Even though she touches on more makeup, she does
Mhm.
fashion consulting as well.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then for her, as she mentioned, it's a ministry more than just a business about being pretty. So, do you see yourself collaborating with individuals like her um, and other people that have programs that can create this whole message of what it means to be, a gentleman, a lady, what
Mhm.
it means to have a spiritual, successful relationship, intimacy, like all this stuff?
Actually, me and Carla roundabout are actually already collaborating with each other, because she runs the women's clothing closet at our church, and I run the men's.
Okay.
So we actually are already in that vein. They function quite the same. But yeah, I would love in the future to host some classes and some stuff, because Carla is doing some amazing things. And she's doing some practical things, even the eye class, because women aren't really wearing a full face of makeup right now. So that makes sense right now too. But that's still a way to have that presentation on
Okay.
point. So yeah, I actually would love to sit down and create something, create a ladies academy or something like that, and let Carla definitely, speak and be a part of that because it's necessary. It's necessary for as necessary for us to be. It is for us to be gentlemen. It's also necessary for a lady to present herself as a lady. So yeah, I would love to. And Rebecca is doing some awesome stuff. She's actually doing some stuff with the youth that I would love to jump in and be a part of. I haven't had a chance to speak with her yet because of everything that I have going on. But she's incredible. So yeah, organizations like that, James Hollywood and myself, we've been talking for the better part of 2 years, trying to finalize a program to where we can meet needs and service, people in our area. So yeah, there's some collaborations that's going to happen. And then Corbila, you got some stuff in you that you ain't pulled out just yet too. But that's okay. We're not gonna touch. We talking about mine, so I'm not gonna call you out. But amen.
Now I do have something that I've been working on for a couple of years. Again, like I said, I'm not dating, so I've kind of put it to the side because I'll say recently, 2 years divorced. And so I'm trying to reestablish myself before I really jump back out there. So, but I have been working on something called Dear Future Husband and Dating on Purpose with a Purpose.
Okay.
An outline. It's not organized. And so eventually I would love to collaborate with you all because
let's do a whole weekend, a symposium conference type of situation. We just talk about different things. I talk about ladies. Carla talks about ladies and makeup. I come in with the accessories, and the gentlemen, you do the couple, let's do all of that. I'm here for it. There's enough room, there's enough people for us to touch and reach that would be effective. Yeah, let's do that. Amen.
All right. And like with you and Carla doing the fashion aspect with my Dating on Purpose, it incorporates creating date nights that have different themes and different outfits. And so that's where you all will come in. So I'm gonna work.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I'm all about creating a whole mood, a whole theme, a whole experience. I call it the experience.
Yes. So what I may have to do though, since you are in a relationship, I may have to send you a few samples and let you test them out and put them to work.
And we will videotape and show and let you know. Yes, this. Send them.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Go ahead, slide them on that. And I'll keep them on the hush.
Yes.
Because I know I don't want nobody to get your information and stuff until they get paid for it. Amen.
Amen. Okay, look at us. Okay, God.
Amen.
Every time we get together, we have lively conversations, and
every time, it never fails.
Start pulling out all these ideas. We can be big right here. We don't need to go to Atlanta or Houston or New York. We're gonna make Jonesboro happen.
Here's the thing. You have to invest where you're planning. You have to give back where you're planning. Yeah, I can go to Memphis. Yeah, I can go to Atlanta and do, great things with the gentleman. And I will be taking it to Memphis and Atlanta. However, it needs to start here first because this is the community that I live in. This is the community that I'm a part of. This is the community that I benefit from, so it needs to start here. And then another part of that is this is a great time for it to be assessed and fixed. So if there's anything that needs to be tweaked and, added to, taken away from, this is the best time to do it. So a lot of people want to jump out there with these big, great, lofty ideas and go to the big city. And then you realize the big city is going to eat you up because you're not prepared for the big city.
That's right. All right. So go ahead and give me your email address. I can put that on the screen. And then as I'm getting that information together, give us some final thoughts and words of inspiration and maybe some wrap up.
Okay. My email address that you can reach me to talk about Dress for Life or the Gentleman's Academy or register for the Gentleman's Academy is dress, DRESS, FORLIFE classes, CLASSES. So that's Dress for Life classes at yahoo.com. Okay. And I guess if I'm going to wrap up, first of all, I'll say it again. Come prepared to learn. Come prepared. Now that's only one N, BUCHANAN.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. come prepared to learn, come prepared to grow. If you are interested in being a better person, a better man, a better whatever it is that you're called to be, the Gentleman's Academy will have something for you. Dress for Life will have something for you. I also offer individual stuff. If you're not wanting to come to a big thing, or we can talk individually. It's not about the groups. It's not about it's about the personal individual growth for me, for each of the people that I'm blessed to be able to touch. I echo Carla's sentiments. This is not just a nonprofit. It's not just something for me to do. It is absolute ministry for me, and I take it as such, and I take it as seriously as I do when I get up to preach the gospel behind the pulpit. But here's the thing. Again, I say how you look is how you see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to look at yourself, you have to see yourself, you have to know where you are, you have to know where you're trying to go, and you have to have people in your life that can help you at each stage. And so I would love to be one of those people that helps put his hand in your back and push you into the arena of positive perception. And if that's something that you want to do, please don't hesitate to do that. Or if I can, Kobila, I would love to give my phone number in case somebody wants to text. Is that okay?
Yes, let me go ahead and so go ahead.
It's 870-897-8820. Just text me your name, and what I'll do is I'll contact you just as quickly as I can. I'll contact you, and we can sit down and talk about some options. I do offer also personal styling for men and women as well for events.
Okay.
I do a little bit of everything because I want to make sure that you have the tools to be as successful at whatever it is that you're trying to do. So if you need help getting together for an event, if you got a date night coming up and you don't know what to wear, call me. I got you. I promise you, I got you. And I'm reasonable. Amen.
Well, let me get my life right so I can get some styling.
Come on, I'm ready. I got you. I got you. I promise. I'm getting ready to style my good friend, Mylan and Tara.
Yeah.
They're having a conference coming up in October. Actually, the weekend that the virtual launches, and I'm being blessed enough to style them for that entire weekend. So if you're like, I don't see none of your work, I will put some pictures up there.
We're gonna let you see what's popping.
We're gonna let you see how your boy handles his business.
Oh my gosh.
I want to say thank you for not only for this particular podcast, but you have, for as long as I've known you, been a beacon, a voice. You're a pusher. You throw stuff out there and you say, "Oh, well, you should do this, and then you don't ever back down and you like an elephant, you remember everything. Because it's something that you said to me last year. You'll say, "You remember when I told you that when we were talking?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been trying to forget, but apparently I can't forget because you're gonna bring it back up every time we see each other." So thank you for being a pusher, not only for my program, but for everyone that you come in contact with. And I'm a preacher, so what's in me got to come out. I know that you're going to be blessed by the seeds that you've sown into other people's lives. So keep your eyeballs open and don't miss it because it's coming.
Yes. Thank you so much. I made a vow to myself that I'm trusting God for big things this year.
Yes, ma'am.
So I gotta there's a song by Israel Newbreed. I can't think of the exact name, but in the song he talks about take the limits off.
It's called No Limits. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That song takes me in. Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Look, take the limits off of God has no limits. And so I'm trusting for your business, your programs, mine, and everybody else's. We are going to be blessed beyond measure.
I did want to say this. The prices have been set for Gentlemen's Academy.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the exclusive because I haven't even put this on my Facebook page yet. The price for the 6 week academy is going to be $150.
Okay.
That does include the virtual copy of the book as well.
That's
So,
sweet. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
and if anybody would like to sponsor or sponsor a student, and maybe you say, "Hey, I got this information. I realize how important it is," and somebody may want to come that can't necessarily afford that. Reach out to me. I am a nonprofit, so it is a tax deductible contribution. So reach out to me. Reach out. I would love to be able to say to someone who comes to me and say, "I would love your class, but I can't afford it." I would love to be able to say, "Just come on. Somebody took care of you already." But in order for me to do that, I need your assistance. Okay, amen. Because 2020, whereas it has been a year of ups and some great positives and great leaps and bounds. It's definitely been a tough year for most nonprofits. So
Mhm.
we are hoping that the latter part of this year and going into 2021 that some things are turned around to where we can actually recoup. I know myself, I lost about $14,000-15,000 in bookings and stuff. Yeah, it was tough. Bookings and fundraisers that had to be canceled. But
Mhm.
hey, God is still good. Dress for Life is still here, and the Gentlemen's Academy has arrived.
Amen. Well, Ian, thank you so very much for your time today.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see what happens. What is coming forward. I'm so excited for
Me
everything.
too.
Thank you.
Me too. I'm actually getting the Gentlemen's Academy logo. It'll be different from the Dress for Life.
Okay.
It's under Dress for Life, but something that the Lord dealt with me about. Any academy has a crest of arm or coat of arms. So the Gentlemen's Academy will have its own coat of arms, and hopefully, and not you know, hopefully, there will be merch coming out associated with it, and it'll be this own living, breathing thing. This has jumped up in me, and I was like, where did this come from? But yes, so the Lord dealt with me the other night about getting a coat of arms for it, and so it's coming. It's coming. Be on the lookout for it. It's coming.
I love a good crest. I love a fabulous crest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna start getting habit.
You have a great day. Thank you again. Anytime you need me to do anything, just feel free to holler at me. I love it. I love good conversation, and we always have excellent conversation. So,
Yeah.
anything that you need me to talk about, or anything that you want me to come back on and pop on, I will love the opportunity. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, and thank you everyone out there for listening and watching. Please follow, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to the Q Spot podcast. But I'm going to show the graphic at the end, so stay tuned. And thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching the Q Spot Podcast video edition. Don't forget to join the Q crew so you don't miss a beat. Follow, like, share, and subscribe to all of my social media platforms and the major podcast platforms. And as always, pink sugar kisses. Mwah.